Place to be. This is the main entrance. We give you all this for free. We see businesses scale up, and we're so proud of Faith Foundation. This is a 1 second ad. Thank you. And then, by the way, while I was sitting down with Mr. Paul, we had a very interesting conversation about how we've always been on the mainland for our conferences. And I think he has challenged us that maybe next year we're coming to land back. Because I like a better round of applause. We need to encourage them. I'm already encouraged. So you need to be, and so some of the things that I wrote down, and I would like to see the questions coming up. You need to be motivated, you need to be resilient. The passion will start. Your conviction will make you control. What are the ingredients, And I like the first slides, no regrets, no retreats, no reserve. And I think the question I'm going to ask next is that why is life so unfair? People say, why did it have to happen to me? Why was my shop vandalized? Why did I have to have that fire outbreak? Why was it when I'm about to start business that the dollar rises to 1,000? The questions are unending. So what do you have to tell our entrepreneurs, sir?
Well, so that's why I ended my presentation with the just world fallacy. Life is unfair. It's not fair. But in life, we generally play a victim. We play ourselves a victim. So the things you said, why did my shop burn? Why did currency move? Why did this person not let me through the door? The reality is, the fact that you're even saying it, you're privileged. You're in a privileged place. I was reading somewhere that if you have some change in your pocket, some food at home, means you have a roof over your head and you have clothes on your back, you're better off than 98% of people in the world, right? So everybody in this room is better off than 98% of people in the world. Yes, life is unfair, but it's not unfair to you. The fact that you're here and listening to this, you have a better end of life. So make sure you use it and don't grumble about it.
Yes, you must always make the best use of what comes to you, and you must make use of your network. You must just keep on pushing, or you must never give up. And as we listen to you, you said something that was really wild. The building, 119 offices. That's so commendable. So, what were the challenges you faced? How did you go past them? Because we are just trying to be very real. We said at Faith, we're very practical.
I know.
And I've been very inspired listening to you this morning.
So it was tough. I was going into new countries I hadn't been to before. And my boss was I won't say stingy, let's say, I should use a better word than stingy, but he was careful with his money. So we used to fly, it was late flights, economy flights, late nights and early mornings. We used to fly at night so we didn't have to book rooms in the hotel. So we spend the whole day in the new country and then fly out again at night. That way we could sleep at home. So what are the challenges? The challenges are, I suppose, in many ways, were opportunities. They were meeting new people, and how do you get and understand new people? So doing your research is important. Just staying awake at a time when most people are sleeping is tough, right? Or working when most people are playing. So I had to get used to the fact that a lot of people, my life was going to be different from a lot of people's lives. And I think once you get used to the fact that you're different and that you're pursuing something, then you begin to accept it, and then you begin to make the best of it. So that was the journey. I think the most difficult thing I had in working and understanding my business, apart from the fact that I missed a $75 million check, I think the most difficult thing was
when I heard that you missed that 5%, but life turned out better for you, because you said something that you could have gone to do something different. You could have got so excited. People get excited when they see so much money that they're not prepared for drugs, influences. But we're proud of where you are now. Thank you.
No, absolutely. And I'll say, look, I'm still on the journey for success. But just looking back, I remember 6 people got that $75 million. And these 6 people were like me, right? And many of them were very young. 3 of them still work in that organization. So the biggest lesson I learned was, success is not about how much money you make. Everybody's success is different. Success sometimes is about changing people's lives. Sometimes it's about making people happy. Sometimes it's about going to different places. Sometimes it's about money. But it's not always about money. As I said, 3 people 25 years ago got $75 million and they still work in the company that they started with. It can't be for money.
Okay, did you just hear that now? Success now is not about how much you make, but it's about changing people's lives. Please would like you to hashtag, let it trend, let it hashtag, let us make it trend that success is not about how much you make, success is about changing people's lives. Success is about your legacy. Success is about what we're doing. Success is about CSR.
Yeah, what is
How are we doing to make people's lives better? And there was something that Mr. Onwuanibe said that really touched me as well. The staying power.
for some it's about
Your
changing people's
staying
lives.
power. It's so
Some is about
important,
being
you know.
happy.
And
You're right.
you know, as I sat up here, you know, my smile actually broadened because I saw my husband working. And I'd like you to please celebrate my darling husband. Let's appreciate my husband, Mr. Shola Bakari. Thank you so much. Okay, so going on, there was a quote in your slide. You said you do what you do so well and uniquely. Excellent spirits that people can't resist telling others about. I hope you all heard that. How do entrepreneurs stand out in a very large market? And I'll just give you a basic example, an example of the Adire market, because I'm in the textile industry, with so many people doing many amazing things, you know. So how should entrepreneurs handle competition in their chosen field? How do you handle competition?
You didn't
Be the
finish
best you can.
telling us the
Yeah,
story
be
of
the
that
best
his
you
cousin.
can.
And the
And
two
I'll repeat
people
exactly what you
who
said.
concluded
Do
this.
something
said-
so well and so unique that people can't resist talking about you.
The entrance
Because if they talk about you, they'll
the
tell
main
other people,
You said
and they'll
had
tell
some
people
friction
with pride,
inside
and I
the
think
school.
you will
So
always
it
be
makes-
successful.
if you said
And there's a saying somewhere that says,
this one said,
if you can't write something
So
worth
those
reading,
main
this is
entrance.
right
then
to
do
go and
something
get
worth
into
The
it.
main
writing about.
entrance you
Because once people
You
write
understand?
about you, then whatever you do is already on its path to success.
Once people write about you,
Resilience,
so we must create that story. We must learn to tell stories. There's so much power in storytelling. And you're just listening to Mr. Porter, I was so inspired. I listened to another entrepreneur talk, and you know, sometimes you hear people sometimes like they're actually telling their own story. So what is your own story? What's that story that you're telling? And you're using to inspire and to inspire. It's not the season to keep quiet. I know I'll ask one more question. And one more question. And it's a very interesting question.
When I was doing that,
A lot of us
I can do
who
it
can
on my
just take a
own
break
without
from our business. We feel that if we're not at that business, something will go on. Many entrepreneurs cannot take breaks for a month, you know. I know many have this question in their hearts, a general challenge for entrepreneurs. You know, they start, they're like, what exactly you did that helped you get the right people to work with you? And you know, the 5%, you know, that are working so hard, you know, and help you to go land on this group journey. How do you employ the right people?
because the forces are just there waiting
You know, which
to kill and destroy, to frustrate you.
We're in the world of people. It's all about people. People to me is very important. It's one of our most important assets. So that's a very interesting question. I'd like to throw to Mr. Mike, to Mr. Paul. Thank you.
Yes, the people, it's huge. I think the world's about people. Everything's about people. And if you make people happy, then generally people make you happy. Because the people is the market. When we talk about the market, that's actually people. So I say, you know, when you're looking for people, don't settle for mediocrity. Yes, settle for unique greatness. If you have a shadow of a doubt about someone, don't employ the person. Yeah, don't settle for mediocrity, but understand that not everybody is perfect. So you're going to employ people with imperfections, but you can make them perfect. So I say the number one motto in employing people is, how do you make ordinary people achieve extraordinary things? So I look into the eyes and I say, you know, we're all ordinary. Can this person achieve extraordinary things? If the answer is yes, I get them on my side.
Don't settle for mediocrity. You must learn to pay for excellence. People don't want to pay. I hope you know that. But you know, it takes a lot, you know, to pay for excellence. And I just this question just came in now. It's a theory. The theory of balance is a fallacy. She said, my heart skipped a beat as a young female entrepreneur with 2 young boys. Could you say a word for female founders?
Well, first of all, pick up. Because I think the thing about female founders, you're struggling with many different things at the same time. But having said that, if you're a female entrepreneur today, just remember you're far better off than being a female entrepreneur 50 years ago. The world has moved, and it's moved in the positive and the right direction in leaps and bounds. So when I say the theory of balance, I don't mean that you should neglect the things that are important. it's about focus. It's about being
Yes.
unrestrained,
Yes.
unwavering, and resilient in the things you want to achieve. You know, I said we do all have 24 hours in the day. It's what you do in those 24 hours. So sometimes I say, I remember once I had a, you know, within landlord, I feel, you know, I feel I work hard. And someone asked me,
Yes, you do work hard.
someone asked me, so there's a big opportunity here. I had a government person call them, and like, would I come and do this? And I said, I would if you can find 3 or 4 hours on top of my 24 hours. If you give me 27 hours in the day, which is not possible, I will do it. But if not, I want to focus on the things I want to focus on. So I think the word I'll say here is, you know, whatever it is you're doing, yes, you do have a family, yes, you do have friends, yes, you do have a business, and you do have other social responsibilities. I'm not saying ignore them. I'm just saying keep in mind what's the most important thing at the point in time where you are. And it's never easy. All the easy things have been done.
Thank you so much. I hope that answered your question. And so for me, it's about being emotionally balanced, working hard. One of our values at SAS is excellent customer service, being diligent, you work hard. There is a reward for working hard, it is success. And the reward for more hard work is more hard work. I'm sure we all know that. And you know, you said something about the 5 tools for the entrepreneurial journey. You must surround yourself with ambitious friends. I'm ambitious friends. And I love my ambitious friends. One of my ambitious friends just walked in now. And you know, you must network relentlessly. You must increase your surface area. You must know your numbers. So our next question comes from knowing your numbers. And she said, thank you so much, Mr. Pope. Is there possibly a hack to knowing your numbers? I have an accountant that keeps my finances in order, but it's almost always impossible for us to keep up with the numbers. And you know, when you said know your numbers, my chairman is in the room and he said something. Do you know your numbers? What do you do with the numbers that you know? Thank you.
So I'm going to give you an example, a real life example. Some of you play table tennis or lawn tennis, and if you don't, you probably watched it. Can you remember just before the game starts and you're practicing and you're mucking around, people are sort of stroking the ball, running around, doing exotic things, right? Once you say zeros, everybody's a lot more cautious. Everybody's now, being more measured, right? You don't want to miss the ball. You don't take the same risks. Know your numbers. I always say, if you can't count it, it doesn't count, right? So you must know your numbers, no matter how complicated, no matter how sophisticated. If you don't know your numbers, you're not in business. Someone else is running your business and you're just hoping to play a part. So whatever you do, you must know your numbers. It's second nature. In your house, you know how many rooms there are. You know how many fridges you have. You know how many TVs you have. You know the numbers on your phone. So why wouldn't you know the numbers of your business? I've never understood it when someone says, well, I'm not a numbers person. My accountant sorts that out. Well, your accountant's running your business. You have to start another business.
And you know, it's very important we know our numbers because you can't do it all. You must learn to outsource. Get consultants. There's so many consultants in Faith Foundation. Get accountants. You must learn to outsource. You can't do everything. And you know, like we always say at Faith Foundation, you must learn to work on your business. A lot of us just want to work in our business. It's just okay. And what is that? What did you sell today? How much is the cash? It's not about the cash. We're taking it a step higher. We must learn to know our numbers. And the next question that comes, there are actually 2 questions that are talking about staying power. Because in Nigeria, staying power is such a strong currency, but it's like we're losing it. A lot of people are like, I think I'm getting tired. I was in a conversation yesterday about teenagers now that they just want to live life. You know, nobody wants to go to the hard routes that we all went through. Now, this question says resilience is important. But when or how do you know when it's time to move on or pivot? And I'm going to add this next question because they're related. So you spoke about staying power. Is there a time or season that one is allowed to pack up a business when that business appears not to be making any profit? Thank you so much for this question.
Yeah, so there's a saying that if you're not passionate about your business, you're in the wrong business. So I always said to myself, I came here today, look, tired. I've been running around. I've been facing the bad and the ugly more than the good, and almost demotivated. But I said, you know what? I'm going to be motivated. I still got out of bed in the morning, and I'm going to strive for perfection. So even if I'm not looking just to survive, I'm looking to actually thrive. And I think you said that in your opening remarks. The day you get up in the morning and you find it hard to get out of bed to do the things that matter, give it up. Don't deceive yourself, just give it up. The thing that gets you out of bed in the morning and says, gosh, I know it's hard, I know it's painful. Remember, it has to be painful, right? Because you're giving something up. It's the theory of choice, right? So you're giving something up, so there's going to be pain. You're going to be discouraged sometimes, you're going to be unhappy, you're going to be sad, but you will still get out of bed because it's important and you still have passion. If you don't have passion for it, and you can't get out of bed and you say, you know what, I'm going to let this one go, then give it up. And it's the difference between entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship. You don't actually have to be an entrepreneur. You can live an incredibly successful life being an entrepreneur. Let it be someone else's vision and dream, and you can help them achieve it. And that way, you don't have to get out of bed every morning. You can do a sickie, right? I see that few people have done some sickies in the room. So yes, it's okay not to be an entrepreneur, but if you're going to be an entrepreneur, then it's an intentional decision to suffer. So expect it.
Intentional decision to
Okay,
suffer.
thank you so much, sir. And I love passion. I'm very passionate about what I do. It's not about the money anymore, but it's about you making people happy. It's about you creating service. Passion for me is, you must be passionate about what you do. You must love your business. When you're passionate about what you do, you will do it effortlessly. You will do it even while sleeping. I can reply messages at 3 a.m. I can attend to customers at any point in time because I'm passionate about what I do. And because it's not even about, because I know I am leaving a legacy. Mr. Paul said something. He says if you can't write something worth reading, then do something worth writing about. It's time for people to read our story. And I'm truly excited about
Something worth
the
writing.
opportunity of a lifetime
If you
that
can't do
lies here.
something worth
I'm truly
writing,
excited about the
then
businesses
do
that are
something.
set to take a new lane. I'm truly excited about the opportunities that are lying here, those ideas that you've been thinking about that are going to turn into action. That legacy, that CSR. There's just so much, And then I think I'm just going to ask one last question. I don't know if there's any question for us online because I know this session is about to round up. Yes. Do you have some online questions?
Use your mic now.
It's not working.
That is her own.
Okay.
Okay, so the question says, what day in his business, okay, he's referring to Mr. Paul, said, what day in his business experience does he consider to be his worst day? And what was the story behind the situation? And how was he able to manage the situation, scale through, and bounce back?
Well, how long do you have? So I try to look at business in a pragmatic way. Every day is a bad day, but in the midst of bad days, they're good days. So I take it for granted that I'm in a difficult environment. I'm in a difficult place. We're in a difficult country, and I'm in a difficult business. We have over 3,000 people that work at Landmark. Even if you didn't do your business, those 3,000 people will keep you busy, right? So every day is a difficult day, but what really makes those days get better is changing lives. So whether it's a customer that's smiling and happy and had a good time, whether it's a little child that's bounced out of Landmark and said, "Mommy, I don't want to leave," whether it's a member of staff that, and whilst doing this, if you make money, then pleased. And if you don't, it's okay. But we've had so many difficult days. I just can't even imagine thinking of anyone in particular.
Thank you. Okay, thank you so much for that, and thank you for that excellent reply. And I remember once we went to something I would call our own birthday as well, and I think it was in 2020 years when we had the NSAS. And through the NSAS, about 3 of our stores were vandalized. But what did we do? We chose to be resilient. We chose to start again. We chose to count our blessings. We chose not to count our losses. We chose to be positive, and we chose to see the goodwill. And through that goodwill, in the midst of our shops being vandalized, we opened more stores. I remember my city room became another store because people wanted to buy. People had events. We're in the business of making people happy. And so for me, no matter what that worst day is, my staff were receiving in my house every day. I live in a beautiful estate. Everybody came to our help. They gave us the gym. So out of those, they say through adversity, opportunities are bound. So we was learn to see the good. We was learn to see not the bad, not the ugly. We was learn to count our blessings and in life just move on. So I really just the worst days. I see the growth that has come out of the worst days.
No, absolutely. It reminded me of something. And when the COVID-19 came, I remember the day, a really bad day was the day that the government said everybody shut down, right? So if you can imagine a landmark, for 9 months, every single door was shut. There was not a single person on site. You have these 2,000 plus staff, of which probably 90% of them earn under 200,000 naira a month. We had to pay them just to stay alive. So we thought initially it would be 1 month. So I thought the worst day was the day we closed. 1 month later, that was the worst day. Then 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. It was 9 months before we partially opened. But then I remember, we opened for about a month. Christmas Eve on the 24th, a government official came and closed down Landmark, the entire lab. They locked the gates and said we were making too much noise.
Wow.
And I thought, who will we disturb with the fish? But a lot of people were coming out because they locked up for the whole year. And when it got closed down. So I had a conversation, to be fair, when I called someone more senior in the government, it was open in seconds, right? But the person who closed it could only think of one thing. Not the greater good, but their own personal sort of roadblock. And that was a bad day for me because I felt to myself, how can we live, work, and breathe in the country where one person will shun the greater good for their own personal gain? And that in particular was quite painful.
But through it all, you've risen. Through it all, we're still abounding. Through it all, you never gave up. And I remember the COVID for us, everybody went through it. And when we were shut for, I don't know how many months we were shut, but we became emergency services because during COVID, people were losing people. They needed to bury them, they needed fabrics to wear. We had to open up for them just to come and, bury. So we've been through a lot of adverse situations, And for me, what I would just say is that let's keep being resilient. Let's not give up on our staying power. Let's maintain that excellent spirit. Let's be the best at what we do so that people can't resist telling others about you. And I think for me, that referral system is the best model of business where people will tell you, I need a hall to use for my event. Just go to Landmark. That's a 1 minute ad I'm giving you as well. I need to buy fabrics. Just come to SS. I need consultancy. Come to Stress It. If you go on and on. Let people talk about you. That is why we're here. Be the best. I love that excellent spirit. What is the culture? There's something I talk about. We talk about the emotional quotient. We talk about the intelligent quotient. We're going to add one more today. That's a value quotient. What value are you bringing to your business? What value are you adding? People want us to add value. It's the value that you do. What extra mile are you going to say, I want to be the best, I want my business to be the good news, of the world. I want to go global. Thank you so much. And I think on this particular point in time, I think our time is up. I hope you enjoyed our session. I hope you added. I just want one last word from Mr. Onwuanibe. Just one last word. Thank you. Because we really enjoyed listening to you. I've been very inspired. Thank you so much. Just one last word from our keynote speaker. Thank you.
So I will finish the way I started. It's a real pleasure, it's a privilege, it's an absolute honor. I've learned a lot today. Just speaking to you on the sidelines and just the journey that you've been through inspires me to see all the people here. Everyone also invited me or invited the team to come and speak to me at Landmark. Seeing this conference grow, I understand it's your 8th edition.
Yes.
The 9th one must be in Landmark.
Oh yeah!
So it's a pleasure. Thank you for having me. And I hope, even if you didn't learn anything, I hope you'll take something away today. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.